Good morning, everyone. Yesterday, Donald Trump went to play a round of golf, and I'm sure he was hoping that he would get a hole-in-one. But he got something even better. He got the Holy One's protection. This week's Torah portion talks about the blessings that will occur when the Jewish people follow the path of the Torah and righteousness. And then the Torah talks about the unfortunate events that happen as a result of the consequences of choosing the wrong path and disobeying the righteous commandments of Hashem. And it's a repetition as Moses recites the Torah again from the book of Leviticus, where the Torah also talked about the blessings and the consequences. And one of the consequences that the Torah says is that there will be violence, war in the land. And when the Torah talks about the war that will come upon the land of Israel, the Torah says that as the Jewish people are fleeing from their enemies, v'kashlu ish be'echav, that they will stumble one upon the other. And Rashi shares a fascinating insight from the Talmud. He says, what does it mean that as they are fleeing from the enemy, they will stumble one upon the other? Says Rashi that one will stumble upon the sin of the other. The deeper interpretation is that we are all mutually, collectively responsible for one another. And Rashi quotes the famous dictum, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zelazeh, all of Israel are responsible for one another. And therefore we not only stumble upon our own sins, or as a result of our own sins, but we stumble upon the sins of one another. And what Rashi is teaching us is that we are a community, we are a society, we are a nation, we are a people, and therefore no person lives in isolation. And what we do has direct results and ramifications on one another. And therefore it's not enough to make sure that you, as an individual, is leading a righteous life, but we have to make sure that all of us collectively are on the proper path. And this is something we saw yesterday. This is the second attempt within 3 months against the life of the former president. And we have to ask ourselves, what is happening in our society? Why is there so much violence? Why is there so much rage, so much anger? Why can't we just, as a democratic society, elect who we choose to democratically? Why do people feel the need to act violently? And then we have to ask ourselves, is it just the shooter, or have we created such rhetoric and animosity and hatred towards one another for our differences and our different views and perspectives that it incites and leads to violence? And therefore there has to be a collective reckoning and accounting by all of us to say, are we conducting ourselves in a way that is respectful and dignified towards one another? But we also saw the positive power of collective goodness. How was it that the police were able to apprehend the shooter so quickly? And this happened right here in our backyard, right here in Palm Beach County. Dini and the kids were on the 95 just about the same time that the shooter was going up the 95. And the International Golf Club is where many of our members play golf. As a matter of fact, our synagogue had a gala there a number of years ago. And here's a man with an AK-47 with a scope roaming around in this neighborhood. But how was he apprehended and taken off the streets and put in jail where he belongs? It was thanks to a citizen who was smart and quickly took out his phone and took a picture of the shooter's car with the license plate. And that photograph of the car with the license plate given to the police was able to track him down, apprehend him, and put him behind bars and remove him from society. And this shows us the power of good. That when we all take collective responsibility, and instead of being bystanders, we get involved, we do what we can, we collectively remove the evil from our midst. Last week, something historic happened. A Jew by the name of Jared Isaacson was the first person to ever walk in outer space. Up until now, only astronauts got to do that. But now through Elon Musk's SpaceX, private citizens have been going up to outer space. And Jared Isaacman is a billionaire tech person, and he took a mission and he put on a spaceship suit, and he was the first person to walk into outer space, making history. And he spoke from outer space. And this is what he said. He said, we all surely have a lot of work to do down on Earth. But from up here, the world looks like a perfect place. And how true it is. When God made the world, from his view, from his vantage point, from his perspective, it's a beautiful, peaceful place. It was meant to be a place of peace and harmony and love and goodness and kindness. And God made the world for us to enjoy. But unfortunately, down here on Earth, we have a lot of work to do. But as Jared said, we all have a lot of work to do because we are all mutually responsible. What we do, what we say, could shape the difference and determine whether we will all collectively have lives of blessings or, God forbid, the opposite. Have a wonderful day.